Broderick Wallace here. I trust you are doing well. And this is a quick one. And the subject is Marlers. You need one. If you are engaged in the Hermetic practice, or perhaps any of the meditation disciplines, don't argue, you need one. Trouble is, they tend to explode, don't they? And this usually ends up with me. It's usually, it's dark and I'm on the floor of my van trying to find all the beads that have, they're up there underneath the clutch and under the seat, or if I'm outside, they'll all be underneath my Hermione, and I'm down on my hands and knees, and it's probably raining or something, and I've got to get the torch out, and I'm trying to find these beads. It's a nightmare. Sorry, I've got a large bin truck just squeezing past me there. All good. So there's something that can be done with this. I was going to say, actually, maybe there is an answer to this. Like, maybe you can have one custom made that has a thick metal chain running through it or something, or I don't know. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is that if you're actually using it at least twice a day, eventually in that place where it's bending, twisting, moving, whatever, the most, it will eventually, the cord, the wire, the thread, whatever, it will snap, and those beads are going to go everywhere. Unless you can catch it just in time. Perhaps your skills are up to that. I had this idea. It comes from reading John Anthony West's Serpent in the Sky, and I had to find this picture online because all my books are in boxes at my friend's house, and while I'm on the road, etc., I can only carry so many books. And to memory, there is a chapter in this book called Architectural Genetics, and basically this idea is, if you think that ancient temples would be aligned either to a celestial body or to the stars. Now you can imagine that over time, specifically with the stars, through the process of the precession of the equinoxes, the stars, they move by 1 degree, they precess by 1 degree every 72 years. So it takes a long time, but eventually, if this temple is so aligned, in order to, and this is the key thing, in order to build up a relationship sympathetically, an energetic engagement, if you like, with this constellation, which includes the minds of the practitioners, the very shape of the structure, all of the art involved, everything, the whole embodiment of this structure is sympathetically aligned with the stars. Just think of a classic case would be the Great Pyramids. If you look at the Orion constellation theory, and this is how we get this interesting date of 10,500 BC. But anyway, getting back to your more standard temple. So eventually, it's going to go out of line. So what you do is you take the existing temple, which is now decommissioned, and you take one block from that temple, which will, if you like, it's soaked up all of the influence from the life and the use and the alignment, the sympathetic life of the temple within this one block, and you use that as a seed to build the new temple. So perhaps you're slightly, skewing it to the left or whatever. This new temple is built in the same way that you plant a seed from the old plant, tree, whatever. It creates a new, basically it's as above so below. It's seeding a new microcosm, if you like, to grow in resonance and to become to do the old job. But it contains all of the memory, hence the name of the chapter, Architectural Genetics, right? So how does this relate to malas? I'm sure you've probably already worked it out. What is reseeding? I just looked this up on the internet to get the exact definition from Merriam-Webster. That's the way it goes when you switch on the internet. Obviously, coming from the UK, I grew up with the Oxford English, but here we go. To sow seed on again or anew. To maintain itself by a self-sown seed. Intransitive verb, to maintain itself by a self-sown seed. To maintain itself by a self-sown seed. So, I'm sure you know where this is going. It doesn't have to be one bead. You could take a few or even half or most. But the idea, the quintessence of the idea is that you take one bead from the old mala and you construct a new one. And all of your practice, all of your evolution is contained in the resonance of this one bead, sympathetically, if you like, or symbolically. And this will spread out and influence all of the other beads, and it will resonate with you. So basically your new set of beads becomes like the old one. The seed has been planted, and the new mala is like unto the old mala. It has the same power. Now you might think, what are you talking about, power of the mala? But there is this tradition of the power of the mala. I think this comes specifically from India, the Hindu tradition, of touching the mala beads to the head, etc., in order to bestow intention. I believe this is commonly known if you search for it. So, yeah. This means, like, say for instance, all of the malas I've ever had, I've taken at least one bead from the old mala to make the new one. But when you make, say that the second mala breaks, you don't necessarily have to take the original from the first mala. As long, if you could take a bead that was new in the second mala to make the third one, because it contains the influence. The influence has spread. This is the thinking process, and if you're engaged in this practice, you should be thinking this way, and you should understand the power of resonance in terms of the consciousness with your ritual tools in terms of your practice and your progress. So, I wrote this little rhyme just to end this was actually done last year, but just to send us out here, the mala rhyme. Exploding malas are on the rise. Have no fear, my fellows, for in the death of the old sequence lies the source of new alchemical vessels. Pick one bead and give it a special job, to be a special guest and inspiration, the seed of the new pearls of joy to aid you in your